Hey guys! Hope you're having a great Thursday night. Almost forgot what night it was. So, again, if you're new to this channel or my Facebook page, my name is Melissa Jake, CEO and founder of Rescue Event Planning, also known as Olivia Pope Live Events. And we are coming here live to you this evening about a topic that I know if you guys have been watching, it's a lot of wedding stuff, right? Well, it is wedding season is upon us. It is almost here. And so I want to make sure that those who are getting married or who were recently proposed to, they have access to information from planners like myself that can help them better their experience in planning for a wedding. So that's why we have all these topics about weddings and all that stuff, right? So before we get into the details, let's invite and share, as I will do the same. And then we're going to get right into it. Okay, I've invited and shared. Yay! Perfect. So, again, my name is Melissa Jakes, CEO and founder of Rescue Event Planning, also known as Olivia Pope Live Events. And we're going to talk about how to choose the perfect venue for you. So there are a couple of things that can help with choosing the perfect venue for you. So when it comes to picking out a venue, there are things that you need to think about. One, do you want it to be an all-in-one stop shop place? What do you mean by that, Melissa? Well, do you want your ceremony and your reception to be in the same place? Some people have always envisioned their ceremony to be at a certain place where it may not have reception space, right? So some people then will have travel. You have travel time. So you need to think about not only about you, yes, it's your vision, but then thinking about your guests and travel, right? So having two different venues, like I did myself, it does bring more expense because now you have to get your bridal party and all the family members from one venue to another, and travel time, right? And then you also still have to get your pictures in between that time as well. So you need to think about, do you want to take on that expense for travel time? Because most limo companies or transportation companies will have their minimum at 3 hours minimum for transportation. So if your ceremony space and reception space is not too far and you're like, oh, I just need 1 hour from here and back, I'm good. Yeah, you're paying for 3 hours because there's a minimum. So that is something to think about when you're thinking of, don't want to have two different locations for ceremony and reception. Some people said, I don't want to do any type of traveling, all in one place. And so then that is a venue for you. Making sure there's a venue that can have ceremony and reception. Now, when you have an all-in-one, you need to have a rain day plan. That is a must. We all wish and hope and can look at the Weather Channel and what is it called, like AccuWeather, that gives you like the calendar, or there was another one that used to kind of forecast what the weather might be for that day. That's great. However, you want to make sure you have a rain day plan. And does the rain day plan really embodies your vision that you had for your plan for an outdoor wedding, if that was the plan? Because most places that do have a all-in-one, in a sense, venue, it is usually like the wedding is outdoor and the reception is indoor. So that is something to think about as you're processing when you're looking at different venues. The second thing to think about is parking. I'm very big on this. I don't like to street park. I hate street parking. I already do it so much. And so finding a place that can provide easy parking, a parking lot, then yes, make sure you do so. Because you want to make sure that it's easy for your guests And it's also easy for vendors too. People don't think about the vendors of unloading for the DJ and loading, florists, any type of decor. If it's parallel parking or if they don't have access from like the back to get in and it has to be all through the front, it can be a little hectic. And so thinking about parking and thinking about your guests on that. So that's the second thing about venue. And some people love the city and they always embody the city and they don't care. It's going to be the city. So I've had some brides that will shuttle their guests so that nobody has to drive. So all the guests were at a hotel. They did a shuttle from the hotel to the ceremony and then back to the hotel because the hotel had the reception. And so guests really loved that because of those who wanted to start their early drinks before the ceremony, they did. And they didn't have to do all that parking in DC. This particular bride had a lot going on, and parking close to like V and 14th Street is impossible. So Northwest, that is. So that it was definitely vital to have that shuttle services, and we're glad we did that. So, that is an option to have a shuttle service for your guests. And so when you're choosing a venue, things to ask and to make sure it really reading your contract. And if you don't have a planner, you should really have a planner. I'm not just saying that because I am a planner, but just making sure you have somebody who can really pay attention to the details. This is very, very, very important about that. Right? So you want to make sure that your venue, the bathrooms look good. That's the first thing I go to. What does the bathrooms look like? If you're doing it at a hotel, I want to see a guest room. What are my guests going to check into? Because some of these hotels, they're remodeling their lobby in their ballrooms and they look gorgeous, but their guest rooms are still in 1980. And so do you want your guests to check into, or 1970s, the floral comforters and all that stuff going on. So check that out. You have the right to ask because you're about to spend a lot of money on a venue, and so you have the right to ask for that. If you're not doing a venue at a hotel, still look at the bathrooms, look at the lobby. Is there going to be somebody on site to help not only, yes, the planner's there, but the planner needs to know, is there a point of contact if I need to turn on the AC, I need to turn on the heat. If something goes wrong in the bathroom or the plumbing, who is my point of contact? They say POC for the day for that venue. And for a lot of people, some people just seem to forget to ask this question. Can I have a rehearsal time included in my price? The people are starting to charge for rehearsal, and I really don't like that because that should come with the price, and you can negotiate that. Some people say, oh, you only get 1 hour rehearsal on this date. You don't even get to choose the date anymore on this date, and good luck. No, your rehearsal should usually be the day before, sometimes maybe 2 days, just depending. And you should be able to choose your time because it's you and your guests. Like, you have a schedule planned out. So negotiate that with these venues. Don't let them play you like that. That's not right. And it should be free, included into whatever I'm paying for already, not an extra fee for a rehearsal. And so those are things to look at when you're looking for a venue. If they're starting to piecemeal, it may be really cheap, like, oh, it's only $300 for the ceremony. But what else are they about to charge you? What else are you about to get hit with when you're like, what? That doesn't come with rehearsal? That's another $150. We didn't know that. What? To have somebody be there for maintenance for the bathroom? Oh, you have to pay for that person to be there. No, that should come with a rental. So make sure you're reading everything in the contract on what it comes with and what it doesn't come with so you can make the right decision if that's going to be the perfect venue for you. Okay. The other thing I wanted to mention is outside. Does the outside look decent? When it comes to spring and summertime, how are they doing their landscaping? That's important too because photographers will capture the outside of a venue. And if you have a videographer, they're most likely will catch some B-roll on the outside of the venue. And so, you want to make sure everything looks as nice as possible. We're not asking for a lot, But landscaping, are you at least putting out flowers in the front? And how does it look in the summer and springtime? And even in the fall time, if you're doing a fall wedding, that's very important for that foliage to be showing. And are you having your yellows and your oranges and everything that you wanted for the fall? Okay. So make sure you are asking about parking. Make sure you're asking about rehearsals are included in the price. Do you want an all-in-one, or do you want to travel? And that's fine with you. So those are things that you should really ask about for venues, and how to make the right decision. And the other last tip is, unless you're crazy like some of my other clients, but I love them so much, getting married in 3 months, please, 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 please start looking for your venue like now. Do not wait. Venues are the first thing to go. And if you're in a very popular area like where I am, you will not get the venue that you want or your date. So if you're really stuck on your date, like you're not going to move on your date, then you need to make sure that you have your venue. Please do not send your save the dates out without having a venue. Because if you send your save the dates out and you have a venue, but it's not on the date that you want and you're okay with moving the date, why did you send the save the dates out? So don't do anything. Don't get excited. You're getting your engagement pictures. Please make sure you have your venue solidified before you send save the dates. I've seen that mistake happen, and it's kind of embarrassing to go back and send out another save the date. Okay? So I hope this was helpful for you guys. And I hope you guys are having a happy, happy wedding planning. Weddings are beautiful, but remember, it's one day. It's really about the lifetime commitment to your partner and the wonderful things that come behind it. But you do want the day to look beautiful, so that every year, like me, when my wedding anniversary comes around, I watch my wedding video faithfully, and I make my husband sit down and watch it too, every year, and my daughter. So, hey, we paid for it. Well, my parents paid for it, so why not? So make sure you guys enjoy the moment, enjoy the planning, because it comes and it goes, and it'll be 8 years later, and you're like, wow, I can't believe that was 8 years ago. Okay, so enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, put a comment, share it out to all of your friends who are getting married, and I hope to see you guys watching something else later. Bye.